Hey guys, Omni here. We are back for episode 2 of season 3 of Batwoman. Our season premiere kicked off with a new Mad Hatter finding Jervis Tetch's hat. As we know, like at the end of the season, a bunch of Batman's trophies from his past villains got out into the wild. And the first one we encountered was the hat making its way into auction and then picked up later by this character named Liam, who has this obsession with Alice, which actually finally, in a roundabout way, actually linked the Mad Hatter to Alice, which is something, despite their Wonderland-themed characters, neither of which have any association with each other in the comics. So I thought that was a nice little way to bring in a Hatter in this world and have it make sense with what they've built up in the lore and all that so far. I thought it was a nice little way. I also like the way he played Jervis Tetch. He's a very over-the-top, theatrical kind of character. So I think the way that they played him very much matched the Mad Hatter that, at least that I'm familiar with. So I liked what they did with him. And again, the show pushes the limit of what I think they should or could do normally in a CW show with the gore, with literally opening a person up on stage and pulling out his organs and stuff like that. So like that stuff, man. Love it. Dig it. They're forced to team up with Alice yet again. But the episode ended off with Ryan breaking her out of prison to get her help to track down the Mad Hatter, since he was obsessed with her. Thought maybe she'd be able to talk him down. She does successfully, and then Ryan, in pure Ryan fashion, goes back on her word, sends her right back to Arkham. However, with everything else going on, Renee Montoya is on the case, played by the same actress who played her in Gotham. Don't think there's a connection there, but I like seeing her back. But she's tasked with the objective of finding all of these other trophies before anything worse happens. And she has got Alice released. And because of what just happened, again, the second time that Alice has put her trust into Ryan and she's been backstabbed, just straight up spilled her identity to Renee. So Renee Montoya knows exactly who Batwoman is, knows that it's Ryan Wilder. And she's like, listen, if you don't play ball, I'll shut down your crime fighting organization, your operation. I'll shut it down. I'll come after you guys. Right now, I'm giving you a chance to play ball. You just have to deal with Alice. She says, he's got the criminal mind. You've got the means and the access. You two can take this stuff down. So that's kind of how the episode rounded off. In the meantime, we had a little bit of a side plot with Sophie looking up Ryan's parentage. She was able to track down her mother. She got a name, but Ryan didn't actually choose to find out what that name was. However, Sophie tripped some wires in what she did as far as hacking goes, and the person that she was snooping into is now aware that somebody's been snooping in on him. This is like a high-level cover-up, because I'm assuming she's the head of something big, like a big business or something like that, and she didn't want anybody to know about this pregnancy. Maybe there's an affair involved. This character already knows Jada Jet. And in the comics, she's a character that has had an affair with Bruce. So this might be their way of connecting Ryan into the Bat family by blood. We'll just have to see. I don't know. Just a thought. But guys, if you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode, it's going to be over on Patreon, or if you become a member here on the channel, it gives you access to that as well. It's just one of the ways you can support the channel to help us get an editor, to help with the workload and all this stuff. So maybe down the line, if things get too busy, I don't have to cut out any shows, or we can even pick up more shows, some of your suggestions, or things we've been wanting to check out but just haven't had the ability to. Who knows? Maybe even movie reactions. More of those. We did Train to Busan here for Halloween, so that was a little bit of a special case, but who knows? Maybe we can do more stuff like that. I don't know. We'll just have to play it by ear. But another way you can support the channel, if that's not a way you can do so, is simply by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing the videos, giving it that engagement, because that just makes the videos do much better on YouTube, and that in turn helps out the channel. But guys, that all being said, let's go ahead and dive into episode 2. Okay. We saw a little bit of a tease for season 3 at Fandom, and if I remember correctly, they talked about an attack at a pool, and I believe this is the Croc episode.
Seriously?
No thrashing, nothing?
Okay, I get it. You can hold your breath for a really long time.
What? 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 Confirmation Aquaman exists in Arrowverse. I mean, I knew Atlantis did, but that's the first time we've actually heard that.
Fine. This isn't funny. You can come up now.
And he's ripped. Oh, they're going full on Jaws with him. But he was making like no movements down there, man. Yoink. Oh, oh, ooh, the fingernails on the concrete. Nope, don't like that.
If you attempt to escape, this release will be rescinded and you will spend the remainder of your life at Arkham in solitary confinement. Any questions?
No, she's wearing red now. So are they actually going to be going like Red Alice?
What makes you think any of this is gonna stick?
So are we just completely fine with Ryan just being here with just these rando guards to know that she's partnering with Alex? We're just talking about this up in the open. Do we trust these guys? I don't know.
You're tying
Jesus.
my fate to a psychopath?
And these guards.
2 Gotham University students are missing and presumed dead after blood and
Presumed.
Killer Croc, aka Waylon Jones, former professional wrestler who suffered from an unidentified infection.
I remember him. Batman killed him, right?
Oh, no. No, Bruce tried to save him. He actually had Wayne Tech Labs working on a cure for his condition, a way to reverse it, but
So what happened?
the GCPD happened. Yeah, they had their own ideas of how to deal with KC, so they dropped a truckload of thermite into
Oh
his
my
suit,
God.
right on top of him, lit the primer cord, and ran. Yeah, so that tooth, pretty much all that was left of him.
Now it's loose.
So that tooth is enough to.
Tooth have created a whole nother
Okay,
crop.
I'll let them
Meaning
explain.
get a lizard can grow back a whole-
The original Killer Croc suffered from an infection, then it would have gotten into his bloodstream. So maybe the tooth carried the infection.
And whoever found it,
We need to find them. But the
So they got the infection from the tooth if they found it.
Why is there a tree in here?
I thought the same thing, but never mentioned it.
Got my hands on a copy of the forensics report from the pool attack. The word secretion comes up in several places because apparently his drool contains a paralytic agent, which
Ooh.
renders his victims unconscious, allowing him
Is that-
to feed
that-
on them at his leisure.
seems we have a guest. Security cleared a landing request for the CEO of Jeturian Industries,
Oh, great.
Jada Jet. She's apparently insisting on a meeting with the Wayne CEO.
Great.
Who's the acting CEO?
Me.
Was that mentioned last season? Why isn't it Luke? He at least knows the business and the house and the building.
I just picked up a ton of
Like her running the bar, Kate's bar makes sense, but running this?
Hey,
All right, go talk to your mom.
I know you said you didn't want to know this, but before you sit down with her, you should probably know that that uninvited guest is your birth mother.
I don't know, maybe that would have made things less awkward.
Does this say, no, I haven't been CEO for just 5 minutes?
No, it says I'm a confident, put-together young black woman who you were an idiot to.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good.
What is the absolute minimum I need to know to get through this unscathed? Or Bruce Wayne insists on knowing about her?
Probably her bra size. Wiki version.
I mean,
Industries. You got this.
I'm so glad that there's no more shit between these two.
So Bruce Wayne checks his stock price from a super yacht in Belize while you do all the real work. Jada Jet.
Wait, is that confirming? Is she just making an assumption?
I believe warnings are best delivered directly. And I'll only give one. Stay out of my business.
That won't be a problem.
And I think you should drop the acting from your job title. Denying you knew anything about this was not your best performance.
According to this diagnostic, the suit's failsafe got tripped, causing it to shut down.
what tripped it.
Well, this
His
tracks whether
PTSD,
biometrics,
or not PTSD, is panicking.
electromagnetic impulses to the
Maybe.
brain, heart rate. It's just constantly monitoring the health status of the person wearing it.
I'm
reading this right, the suit thought you were injured.
Yeah, which prompted a system-wide shutdown. Still has some glitches to work out.
I mean, you were also panicking under the suit, so...
If the suit thinks you're injured, let's make sure you're not.
Well, as the resident expert on predatory behavior, I had some thoughts on how Mr. chooses his prey. When a fledgling predator is learning how to stalk its prey, it seeks to separate one from the herd.
So he wouldn't have gone after 2 victims for his first hunt.
Look at you learning to think like a killer.
Which means the pool wasn't this Croc's first attack.
And if it wasn't for all the blood,
They would have just been listed as missing persons.
just like the missing persons I found that were last seen at the East River shore. Welcome to his hunting grounds.
Oh! Well, they just murked a kid. They didn't show it, but they murked a kid. Just think, okay, this... See, like, this show, like, say what you will, but it does get pretty fucked up. Because you might not see it, budget might not allow, and sometimes that's worse, because now I'm just like, now there's a teenager pulled into a bush being literally eviscerated right now. Paralyzed, helpless, unable to move, eaten alive. That's fucked.
Didn't you say OG Killer Croc's saliva contained a paralytic agent? That's how he subdued his victims.
And then stash him away for later.
Maybe she's alive.
Okay, then we need to find where he stashed her because that girl could still be alive.
Until he gets hungry.
Oh, he's molting.
Croc skin? It appears our Croc is a growing boy.
Okay. She's alive, at least for now. Oh, he's got like a little snack corner.
Don't act like you're here to do the good deed, Alice. You only think about yourself, so don't you dare use that little girl as camouflage.
I was that little girl. Don't act like you're the only one with abandonment issues. I will not give up on this girl the way everyone gave up on me.
Nope, she's whoop. I guess there's no ladder. That's the only way to do it. But yeah, I mean, you could have like lowered yourself in. That was kind of ooh.
Takes me back to my childhood.
What the hell is this?
Bait.
This means we're not the only one hunting this monster.
He's not a monster.
Oh, is that his dad?
He's my son.
So it says like, my kid became a monster, so I gotta feed him and keep him okay, cause he's still my son. It's like the father or the parent whose kid becomes a zombie and they just keep him locked up and feed them.
Let's take a look at your heart rate.
Focus, Mary.
Your heart rate is rising.
Well,
Rising. Still rising.
Yeah. I'm ticklish and your hands are...
and don't look down. Don't look down. Don't look down.
You're right. I'm
Now turn your head and cough.
totally fine. You're totally feeling fine. You can put your shirt back on.
Yeah, okay.
If you want. You should.
This is weird.
You think you can fix it?
Yeah, it should be easy. I
Just go to the restroom, crank it out, and you're done.
Steven thought it would be cool to make it into a necklace, but he cut himself on the tooth. Cut got infected. Tried doctors. None of them knew what it was.
If they had went to some doctors, I'm sure they would have like contained this kid, quarantined him.
You think that thing's strong enough for him?
It's for you.
Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god. Okay, for one, they weren't there to hurt him. Yeet.
when Mary fixed what was wrong with the suit?
Nope.
Yes, Batwing is all clear.
We gotta just get out of here.
I can't walk.
You're gonna have to try.
But my leg is broken.
You got pretty far for not being able to walk.
Tight schedule here, so you and I three-legged racing it out of here. It's really gonna slow me down.
No, you have to help me.
I'm gonna help you by teaching you a lesson that I had to learn the hard way. No one is gonna save you except yourself. You are the only one you can count on. You're gonna thank me for this one day.
Oh, that's fucked. God damn it.
It's Batman.
Ooh, cool name.
Hmm.
Now let's see if you can live up to it. Did you really think you could beat me?
Why would I need to beat you? Right now, 1,000 nanobytes are swimming through your bloodstream, sending out tracking beacons to satellites as we speak. So, if you want to run, you better be really fast.
Jesus Christ. What was that? I will say, I think the Croc looks pretty good for a live action Croc. Way less goofy than the one from Suicide Squad, at least. Definitely more imposing. Still a little Power Rangers-y, but I like it. A lot of parent parallels. Just to hammer it in.
Had some technical difficulties with that, but I think we found a better solution.
It's just like a back and forth of backstab, backstab, backstab tag between these two. Like, god damn it. That's when I think there might be an arc. We're just gonna flip it again.
I should have never told you.
It's not your fault.
I mean, it might have been better.
You don't know what her life was like then, or what she was going through, or even what her options were.
She had $2 million. I'm sure there was other options. Like, give the kid up, cover it up, give the kid some money, put her up yourself in a foster home. There's like what the hell?
I've laid a few bricks in my life. But I also know what it's like to be a girl who just wants a hug from her mom.
That is true.
Dad?
Why isn't he talking?
He was the failsafe. Maybe.
I managed to pinpoint where the suit still thinks you're injured, and it's the exact same place where you were shot.
It's like a psychosomatic
A physical
pain.
Just because your body's healed doesn't mean you have.
This is a problem.
He did want to die at that point too, so.
Only way to be 100% sure is to run tests on it. But the only way to do that is to open it. But he wasn't willing to do that.
This is so dangerous.
How'd you know it wasn't the real thing?
Because I've seen it up close. And if the real thing is still out there, then God help us.
No. Underrated or not, I don't know. Poison Ivy is one of the strongest Batman villains if she ever got juiced up. Oh, fucking A.
I dropped in on Miss Wilder unannounced yesterday. She's just returning the favor.
She's just gonna drop it on the table, I wonder.
I thought you and I agreed you'd stay out of my business.
I am. This is personal. Because I'm your daughter.
And we're gonna get the, yep, right there. There it is. All right. First thing I want to say is, God damn it, Alice. I just want to get to the point. Stop it. Some good moments, some good things, and I get what she was doing. I get what she was trying to do. Like in it, like she did feel bad, but she was like, "But if I help you, you won't be able to save yourself." I get it, but it's still kind of fucked. I mean, come on. But then again, where do we expect there to be so much empathy in Alice's mind? There is some empathy, just not quite enough. But the Croc thing was cool, kind of short-lived. I think Croc looked pretty good. They kept him in the shadows and kept it, pretty much covered. But I like the design, like the scales coming out through the jacket gave him like this almost kind of Doomsday-like look in a way, like a really toned down Doomsday. But like, I don't know, I liked it. The reptilian head, like the jawline coming all the way back, up to his ears and stuff, the rows of teeth. His head wasn't comically large on a tiny dude's body. They made him pretty big and imposing. Like he had just recently transformed not that long ago. So I don't expect like crazy mutations like him being like 8 feet tall with a tail and snout and everything like Croc eventually got to. So he was like a little one. So if he does come back up later or escapes later, maybe we could get a round 2 with a bigger version. He has been molting, so there's the possibility of that. Overall, it was a pretty fun episode. The back and forth about whether or not Ryan was going to do anything about her mom I was kind of curious where that was going to go, but then towards the end I was like, okay, I don't know. How long are they going to play this back and forth? Because I like that they at least went ahead and got it out of the way now at the end of it. But I'm wondering how that changes the dynamic moving forward throughout the rest of the season. So the team up that was advertised was very short-lived. That's over already. We're already laying we've already laid the seeds for Poison Ivy after the end of season 3. But they're definitely building that up. I think she's going to be the big bad of either the season or this arc, however they are going to divide up season 3. Then we had that weird scene with Luke and Mary where she was giving him a little bit of a physical, and then it started to seem like it might get physical. His heart rate was going up as she was going down his body, but then again, I think that also was where he got shot too. But it definitely didn't make it seem like that way, because there was a lot of weird, awkward tension between the two of them. And she was like low-key, like thirsting over his new bod, or the reveal of his bod. And yeah, it was like, I don't know, was that like a setup? I don't feel like we haven't actually played with that idea before, of those two. There's never been that kind of feeling between them. So I don't know if this is them trying to like detour us down that direction or not. Because considering, he was very infatuated with Stephanie, I know they might not want to, right now might not be the best time to overcrowd the Bat team with a Robin, or Spoiler for that matter, or a Batgirl. She's been all of the above. So like, I don't know. But they were definitely setting that up. So now I'm a little like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. So I'm wondering, I haven't actually checked, and I don't know if it's been said or not, like how many episodes are going to be in this season. Because that's 2 of the trophies that have been reclaimed. The only ones that I know of, obviously there's the Poison Ivy Vine. I can't remember what all they actually took. I remember they got the hat. There was the hat. There was the Croc Tooth, Poison Ivy's Vine, and there was that Venom injector, which they had put on Tavarov. I mean, Tavarov very well could come back in this season. That could just be him getting back into that again. We know Freeze and his wife are coming down the line in an episode, so I don't know. How are they going to arc it? we'll just have to wait and find out, I guess. But guys, what'd you think of the episode? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. You can also join our Discord and we can carry on the conversation there. Links to that and all my socials down in the description below. You can also check out the full-length reaction over on Patreon, or if you become a member here on the channel, gets you access to that as well. And speaking of, before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Mandy Sherritt, Ryan Karen, Jason Coleman, Philly Vane, Yuri Kuriskov, Margaret Grace, Peelings M, Mary Bradley, and Jeffrey Hale. Thank you guys so much for your support. Everybody who's been helping out over there and coming in here recently. But that's it for this one, and I'll see you guys next week with the next episode of Batwoman. Take care, everybody.